Back in 2005, in the affluent town of Cape Elizabeth, Maine, the community experienced something unnerving. Ooh. During the night, victims who kept their doors unlocked, why would you do that? That's stupid, would wake up in the morning to catch a brief glimpse of a man staring at them. Before they could react, the man would flee the scene, leaving the house just as it was before he entered it. Nothing was stolen, so he's just a creeper. Nobody was injured or killed. All that he took was their privacy when he snuck into their bedrooms to watch them sleep. Amen to that. A rough sketch depicting a man in his early 20s played on the local news. Everybody seemed to think they knew who it was, and police received a number of calls from concerned citizens naming possible suspects. Although 2 people named the same person, the police never did catch the Cape intruder. After some intrusions in August, December, and February, he never did break in again. Perhaps he had his fill of staring at sleeping bodies during that time period. But the thought that such a person existed and still walks among us is enough to give anyone the chills, and of course serves as a grim reminder to lock our doors. I don't know anyone that would go to bed and not lock their doors. They're just asking for people to come in. They're lucky they didn't get hurt or attacked or get things stolen, but this is really scary. Was he even wearing a mask? Was he even wearing a cape? I don't even know. I don't think so. They never said that. It's weird. The severed feet mystery. Ugh. In 2007, a girl was roaming a beach in British Columbia, that's Canada, wow, when she found a sneaker. To her horror, as she opened up the sock, why would you do that? She found that a human foot was inside. Since then, a number of severed feet have washed ashore. The feet have been connected to 5 men, 1 woman, and 3 of unknown sex. Throughout the years, with a hoax foot thrown here and there, the case has never been completely closed, with many theories floating around as to who the feet belong to. The Vancouver police managed to identify 1 foot in 2008, matching its DNA to a man who was described as suicidal. They later were able to match 2 other feet to a woman who was also believed to have taken her own life. Because of these findings, many speculate that the feet belong to those that jumped off a bridge to their... However, because of the rarity of only feet and no other body parts showing up, some believe that the feet were connected to a plane crash by a nearby island. Oh my god, this just keeps getting more and more intense. Others suggest that they were those of the victims of an Asian tsunami in 2004, since the make of the shoes were all manufactured before 2004. Holy crap. They have so many theories, but it's only 1 foot, and it looks like it's only ever the right foot. Wouldn't you think, hey, that's from a serial killer doing that? And just taking the body and leaving their foot? Like, they only found 1 foot. Where's the rest of them? Oh. This is so sad and creepy. And who would look inside the sock? No. Okay, the tammin should case. Ugh, I've literally talked about this before. I don't know how to pronounce it though. On the morning of December 1st, 1948, a body was found on Somerton Beach in Adelaide, Australia. The man's body was in perfect condition with no injuries to be found. He was well dressed, although all the labels on his clothes were missing. In his pocket was a train ticket to Henley Beach, never to be used. It would be a month later when they would find a suitcase linked to him at Adelaide Railroad Station. Its label was removed, as well as those on the articles of clothing inside it. Unfortunately, it led to no clues, obviously because everything was taken out. Just like his autopsy, which reported no foreign substance in his body that could directly link his death to poisoning. A month later, they would find the most substantial but puzzling evidence in a secret pocket. In the man's trousers, it read, "Tammin should." Okay. I've talked about this case before, and it's insane. Like, the person that killed him knew what they were doing because they left no identifying features. Took out all the freaking labels of the clothes so people don't know where he shops at, so they can't be like, hey, was there a man in here that bought this shirt? They know what they're doing. It's insane. And what does that note mean? It means something, and they left that note in there for a reason, because they probably did a full-on pat-down, the killer, so that, they leave no evidence. They left that note in there. Suspicious. Paula Jean Weldon. Paula Jean Weldon was a sophomore at Bennington College on the day in December 1946 that she disappeared without a trace after telling her roommate she was taking a long walk. At one point, Paula's father was suspected in her disappearance. He was later cleared. Over the next 10 years, a local Bennington man bragged to friends that he knew where Paula's body was buried, but he couldn't lead police to the gravesite. No one knows what really happened to Paula, but her disappearance ranks as one of history's strangest unsolved mysteries. This is insane because it looks like they have literally no evidence. She just was like, I'm going for a walk, and then just never returned home, and they didn't find her or any clues. That's insane. Also, did they not question the guy that was just like, yeah, I know where her body is? And why would you brag about that? That just seems weird and suspicious, so...
That's suspicious.
Interview that guy again. Unsolved cases just trip me out because I want to know what happened, as does everyone else. Keith Renhard. This mystery starts with another man, Tom Young, who one day in 1987 took his dog for a walk near Silver Plume, Colorado, and never returned. Young had been renting retail space in town, which was then rented to Keith Reinhard. The new tenant found Young's story so intriguing that he began writing a novel in which the main character was a composite of both Young and Reinhard. In 1998, a week after Young's body was found by hunters with a shot to the head, Reinhard went for a hike and never returned. Coincidence? Conspiracy? What is going on here? So this guy was fascinated with Tom Young, wrote a story about him, and then his body was found and he was just like, peace, I better disappeared too, or I'm next, or he's guilty, he's the one that killed Tom Young. Again, that's just so suspicious. Brian Schaffer, very famous case, I've heard of him. Brian Schaffer, a 27-year-old Ohio State medical student, disappeared on April 1st, 2006. That night, security cameras recorded him entering a Columbus bar with his friends, but not leaving. Friends and family wonder if Schaffer, who was grieving the death of his mother, intentionally slipped out of the bar, never to be heard from again, or if he intended to get away temporarily to clear his head and then something terrible happened to him. So when I was researching this case for another video, it said, one of the theories is that there was construction outside the back door leading to an open manhole cover. So people think that he slipped and fell into the manhole and maybe passed away there. That's just one of the theories, but it's trippy how he literally entered the bar and then no one saw him leave and there's no footage of him leaving, and it just somehow... Other people think that the bar is behind it, that he got into a fight with a worker. He got, and then the bar tried to cover it up. So, interesting theories. Okay, Lauren Spearer. On June 3rd, 2011, 20-year-old Indiana University student Lauren Spearer disappeared after a night of partying with her friends. People, like the magazine, not just random people, recently reported, despite possible leads that included the arrest and conviction of a man for killing another Indiana U student in 2015, Bloomington police still have no updates on her. Lauren's disappearance has been and continues to be the most heart-wrenching experience of our lives, her parents write on their Facebook page. 7 years later, we continue our search for Lauren, for truth, for justice. This is so sad. What happened at that party, do her friends know something? Are they covering up something? Someone's guilty and someone's not telling the truth. Honestly, I just wanted to go into criminology. If I didn't go into acting, I would have become a forensic psychologist or criminologist. Fun fact. So these cases really get to me and I want to solve them. But also I'm scared to solve them, because the bad guys come for you when you're onto something. You have seen movies, you know that the bad guys come for you. Owen Parfitt, but I always go Parfait, so. Oh, I know this case. This one, the sister's so guilty, I bet. Anyway, the disappearance of old Owen Parfitt from his sister's front porch in the English countryside isn't nearly as famous as they say. The disappearance of Amelia Earhart in 1937, but it's even more mysterious, I agree. In the summer of 1763, while living with his sister in the town of Shepton Mallet, the paralyzed 60-year-old Parfitt simply disappeared. He couldn't have walked off, but even the farmer workers in the field across the road from the porch where he was sitting didn't see anyone come or go. One moment he was there, the next, poof. So I think it should be said that I believe that he was in a wheelchair. I think his sister would have to have come and like wheeled him back in because he was immobile and he couldn't like literally walk off himself. And I believe he did have a disability. You can correct me if I'm wrong politely, but I believe when I was researching, he was confined to a wheelchair and he had a disability. And they didn't see anyone come or go. He just like disappeared. And that's why I'm saying that the sister is suspicious, because she could just be like, oh, I didn't see anyone come and go. Maybe she was just tired of looking after, who was she even? Oh yeah, maybe she was just tired of looking after her old brother, you know? Who knows? Yeah, he was paralyzed, so he couldn't move without assistance. He was left in the front porch sitting near the doorway in his usual spot with a coat draped across him. When she went to go move him, he was gone. And there were so many witnesses, but no one saw him leave. And apparently there's a legend in the town that Owen was took by a devil as payment for his sins in the past. That's literally what this article says. So that's interesting. All of these cases are so freaking creepy. Like, they creep me out, and I want them to be solved, obviously. But anyways, that's all for today's video. If you like this video, maybe you want to see part 2 because I love doing these types of videos, then let me know in the comments below and smash that like button and obviously subscribe to this channel. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see you when I see ya. Stay spooky. Okay. No, what is this? Yeah, horrifying unsolved cases of people disappearing. Okay. Number 10? Okay, so this lovely face is of the Cape Intruder. Probably not a superhero. Where's the script? I just had the script. Oh, here it is. Sorry, one sec. Okay. Back in the... Wow, this is long. Okay, a bunch of dad shoes. That's what I'm looking at. The severed... Oh, great. 5 men, 1... Oh, whoops. The feet have been connected to its label was removed as well as those on the articles of the clothing and... Sorry, I apologize for that one. Paula Jean Weldon was a sophomore at Bennington College on the day... What? Paula Jean Weldon was a sophomore at Sorry. Who... Why did I go hoo like I'm a fucking owl? I really wanted to be like a criminologist or like... forensic psycho. Bad one. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when I come for you?